Hello everyone. Welcome to Marie's Scrappy Creations. Can I get a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me? And then we will proceed. I'll wait for that. I don't know how much of a delay there is from when I speak until when, like a delay anyway. Okay, well, I'm going to pretend you can see me and hear me. We're going to go with it because, All right, so let me take a quick look. There's Honor. Okay, let me take a quick look at who is here. Barb, can't wait to hear what's up. Terry's here with her pretty pink gloved hands. Peggy Lee's ready for What's Up Wednesday. Doris said good morning to everyone, as did Melanie. Butterfly Queen 62 is here saying hello, and Lisa, another one of our blue wrench holders, says hello everyone. Thank you for coming. I agree with that. Thank you for being here today. I hope we're going to have a great time. And if we don't, we're still going to hang out, right? Well, I mean, you guys can leave. Okay, let's see. Richard is here saying hello to everyone, and Mary L is here from Virginia. Betty is here saying hello to Marie and Scrappy Friends. Let's see. Lori is here, also known as Quilting in the Country. Hello to you. Did I miss someone? Oh, I got Betty, Lisa, a lot of people saying hello to each other back and forth. And then Honor came in. She's another blue wrench holder. Hello to you, Honor. Nancy is here from Oregon where it's 67 degrees. Beautiful weather. Becky's here from Oklahoma. Beverly Hovatter is here. Hello to everyone. June Hanson, great to see you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Gammy Rowe. Carol Harvey, well, hello to you as well. Laura Suck. Hello, everyone. So, originally I was going to have to try to smash this, just compact it, because I had my yearly mammogram appointment this afternoon, only now I don't. So, I won't try to squish and all that, although, Okay, so coming to you from beautiful northern Maine, where it is a balmy 80 degrees. If you've been with me very long, you'll know I don't like heat. So if anything drives me out of the live stream, it would be the heat. Can't have the air conditioners in until June 1st. So, little rule here where we rent. Anyway, 80 degrees Fahrenheit is about 26 degrees Celsius. Okay, let's see. I think I said hi, but yo, Patty, if I didn't, I apologize. I forget so quickly whether I do or I don't. Okay, so our weather has been up and down, as weather tends to be. It was really cold. A friend of mine had said something about dandelions, and I said, dandelions? We haven't seen those yet. And this was weeks back. And then we saw them. The dandelions were up, our yellow daffodils were up, and then just like that, it was just so cold. Now, the daffodils will come through the cold ground because the ground temperature, stays cold for quite a while. Well, anyway, we lost our daffodils. The cold killed them, like the frost killed them. But now we're back up. I don't remember what yesterday was, but it wasn't 80. We just had some up and down weather, and I think tomorrow's supposed to be about the same. But if I get to the sewing room early enough, I can tolerate it as long as the window's open, because we get up really early in the morning. So I can be in here and sewing, and most people are still in bed asleep. So get the cool of the morning and not the heat of the day in order to sew. I also would like to take a moment to thank my moderators or my admins, whichever you'd like to call them. There's So Terry, Lisa Marie Esposito, Honor, and Lisa. And they do a fantastic job. So congratulations, ladies. I could not do this without you. I appreciate you, each and every one of you. And I appreciate all my subscribers. You guys are the best. I love your comments. I love to hear the stuff in my comments. I've said it over and over again, but I seriously believe that you guys are the best. No matter what I ask you, the comments section is a wonderful thing. So if you ever get bored, need something to do, go to the comments section. There's some good things there. So last week on Sunday, I dropped a video where I took you to Martin's, okay? And probably most of you saw that. I had some good feedback on that, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. But I should have said in the video, but I forgot. So I'm going to say it now. 2 years ago, I want to say, I did a similar video where we went into Martin's. I bet the prices are different too. So what I did is I linked it down in the description box below. And so if you want to take a look back at a Martin's trip from 2 years ago, feel free to do that. I think I went up and down the aisles just showing that kind of thing and some prices. Okay, let me take a look and see if I'm missing anything here. Don't like to miss anyone as they come in. Hi, Jan. Jan says, good morning, Marie. Well, good morning to you. Doris, now we are just missing our fearless leader. Betty says, I'm a retired mammogram tech. Go get your boobies squished. Yes, absolutely. I am big on this, on mammograms. Any routine testing that should be done. So yes, thank you for that, Betty. I agree. Let's see. What did I miss? What are they talking about? They're saying yes, Honor. So I'm not sure what Honor wrote. Oh, back there she said good day to all, but okay. Get down here. Hello, Emily. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Oh, Laura is here. Hello, Marie, and everyone else. And Sandra K. She slid in the door. We're not going to close the door. Everybody's welcome here. No worried about being late. We're still in the very beginning. Terry says that purple or pinkish Lorelei fabric was so pretty, wasn't it? It really was. I agree. I agree. Janice says, good morning. It's a cloudy 61 degrees here. A good day to stay in the sewing room and clean. Well, I was going to say, I thought your next word was sew, but that's okay. We do have to, perform maintenance in our rooms every once in a while. So she says that's what she's in the middle of. All right. Betty says, yep, loved my job. That's wonderful. And Doris says, okay, am I the only one who cannot see or hear Marie? Oh, goodness. I'm sorry you can't, but I think the problem's probably on your end. I'm not sure why that would be. Honor says she enjoyed the Martin's tour. And Lisa says, hey, Sandra was watching your replay. Try a tomato called Great White. It is so good. Okay, they're trying to give her some help with her computer issues. Barb's here. She says, I'm a tad bit late. I was plastering up. Oops, it went on me. It scrolled up on me. Plastering up some yard decor that needed attention. My husband's been repainting like our little wooden fences that he made and things like that. Yeah. Hi, Janice. Janice the right way says hello, Marie and friends. Yeah. Okay, Doris is with us. She can see me and hear me. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's so dark in this room that I have a hard time reading my little all I do is put a couple of words down to remind me of what I wanted to tell you guys, but it's hard to read because if I put on any more lights or if I open that blind, it's so bright my face looks like white, like I don't know. Anyway, so Happy Mail. If you remember, last week I mentioned that I received a package from a friend of mine who's over in Australia, or maybe I didn't say that much, but I received Happy Mail, and I had forgotten to ask her if I could show it. But you know what? I'm not mentioning names, but I do want to show it. And whoops. Number 1, chicken earrings. Now these chickens have boots on. Now I only have one of the earrings on, but I have it right here. Isn't that cute? And she said, you don't have to wear them or something like that. She says, I know they're kind of quirky. I love them. I walk around with 4 different earrings in my ears all the time. I love quirky. But aren't those the cutest things ever? I love that the boots are on there. And then there is this. And it says, some crazy cluckers live here. I love it. Isn't that cute? So I need to find a space. I have space on the wall in the kitchen, but I have to find the exact perfect spot where I want it to go. You know, so I haven't chosen that yet. But thank you very much. You know who you are. I loved the package. So another story. You know, I always have stories for What's Up Wednesdays. Oh, I gotta go back here for just a second. Let's see. Tootie. Hi, Tootie. She says, greetings from rainy, chilly Chester, Virginia. Y'all are so much warmer than us today. Yeah, that's that fluctuation, you know, just going. But it's a good day to sew, Tootie. Okay, so Doris will be with us for about 30 minutes. Well, we'll try to fit in some fun in 30 minutes, Doris. And then Lisa screeched, chicken earrings. How doggone cute, right? So the consensus in the chat is that they are cute. Laura said so. And then Terry says, well, we need boots when we walk among the chickens. That is indeed correct. And Lori, yes, cluckers. Betty says, OMG, love those earrings. What a great gift. I agree. I mean, I do. Quilton On says, happy Wednesday. Well, happy Wednesday to you as well. Glad you're here. Okay. So, you might remember from a few weeks ago, but Yo Patty had won last month? Anyway, a while back, she had won the monthly prize for using the creative word of the day. And I can't remember what it was at first. If I wasn't feeling well or I wasn't whatever. And then when I got around to it, I had issues with my printer. Now, there's quite a few different issues with the computer. The biggest issue was me. I admit it. The second biggest issue is that the reason we have this new printer is so that, because it's wireless, I can be sitting up here. It's downstairs in the living room, and I thought it would be great. Like, let's take Yo Patty's package, for example. I could just type in to Pirate Ship where it's going and send the label down to the printer. Well, anyway, so there was one thing after another went wrong. I ordered ink, because then when I figured out how to send it from my iPad down to my printer, I was out of ink. So it wasn't just saying your printer's low on ink. It just wasn't printing, you know. And so I ordered ink. Got the wrong ink. Amazon sent me the wrong ink. It didn't, the cartridge didn't fit. Had a whole fiasco with that you don't even want to go down that road. But I don't want to tell you the story. It was pretty rough. But anyway, I did get my refund. I sent that back. They sent me more. I still couldn't figure it out. Anyway, fast forward, yesterday, I got the whole thing done, okay? The label is printed, it's taped on there, and when I had gone to Pirate Ship, it will tell you where you can send from for what price. Which price? What price? Anyway, okay, for whatever price you're going to pay. Oh, goodness. I'm going to turn my fan up, people. I'm warm. I'm going to take my computer out and read it. So usually I use the U.S. Postal Service is usually cheaper by even just $1. It's usually cheaper. So I automatically clicked on that. Plus I schedule a pickup. I know how it works. So day before yesterday, I schedule the pickup. I go to pay, and it says you can send it. And I think it was like $1.98 cheaper to send it via UPS. So I thought, well, I've never used UPS. I could certainly do that. So I did. And then I went to click on schedule a pickup like I do for the Postal Service. And it told me it's going to be $6 to schedule a pickup. I'm like, I'm not paying $6 for them to come here. They come past my apartment like I think twice a day, but they're in my area. You see the truck all day long. So I thought, okay, I'll just watch for the UPS driver and give it to him. He can scan it. It can be on its way. So that's what I chose to do, and that is what I did. Watched for like 2.5 hours waiting for them to come. I was chatting with a friend when it happened. She's my witness. I gave it to the guy and thanked him. And then this morning I took the tracking number that I had and I went to check and see how far it got. I figured it didn't make it out of Maine. And I don't remember exactly what it said, but it said, label created, UPS is awaiting your package. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, I mean, if it was last night, I would have almost thought nothing of it to get a message like that, because that's happened with the Postal Service as well, that it doesn't get scanned or whatever into their system immediately. But this guy had it on the truck. I assumed he was going to scan it, but even if he didn't, I thought that it would get scanned at the warehouse or something. Well, it hasn't been scanned yet, and I thought if anything else goes wrong with Yo Patty's package, it's like this thing, I just want her to have it, because it was partially packaged and it's been sitting right over here on a stand for easily a month awaiting all this stuff. But anyway, hopefully, Patty, it's on its way. When UPS was here earlier today, I noticed them not here at my apartment, but next apartment over. I went out on the porch and I flagged the guy down and I asked him if that was normal. He said anything can happen. He said, I would say that it probably just didn't get scanned because it hasn't gotten to one of the distribution centers yet. He says, so you can scan it on the truck or you can just, wait for it to get scanned. He said, so I would wait, and if it doesn't get scanned by midnight tonight, give us a call. And I said, well, I already called this morning, the 1-800 number. I said, and they weren't very helpful. They asked me if I had given the package to the driver. I said, which I had already explained that I did. So that wasn't working very well. So that's my UPS story. I'm going to go catch up on the chat really quick. Okay, everybody loves the chicken earrings, so that's good. I know I love them. Okay, let's see. Tootie says, my daughter-in-law is a kindergarten teacher, and I made her kiddos pencil cases and stuffed them with goodies. The fabric was so cute. Cursive writing on one batch and crayons on another batch. There were 14. That's amazing, Tootie, and such a cute project. Good of you to do that for them. And hello, Kathleen Kendall. She says, good afternoon from sunny Unity, Maine. What's your temperature, Kathleen? We're at 80 degrees, believe it or not, up here in Aroostook County. Yeah. All right. Everyone congratulating Tootie, and that is wonderful. And I'm sure those prints are adorable. Doris said that her laptop decided to quit on her on Monday. Needed to hook into my embroidery designs. Oh, yikes. So I had to go and buy a new laptop. Oh my goodness. Hi, Julie. Julie Brossman is here. Hello to you, and hello to you, Fern. Fern King is here. Let's see. Terry says, that happened to me recently as well. It got there. Well, thank you. I appreciate the, not really vote of confidence, but whatever the word is, thank you. Hi, Movie Girl. She says, howdy, y'all. What did I miss? Not too much. You might want to go back and watch. It's totally up to you. Yeah. And Doris says she has a contract with HP where they monitor her ink usage and send replacement cartridges once it starts to go low. The monthly fee depends on the amount of paper you decide you may use. Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. I appreciate that. But the problem for me is, because I looked into that, and it's great for people who use it probably on a steady basis. For me, I might, put out 11 labels in 1 month and then go 2 or 3 months where I don't print. And I don't really print anything else. Every once in a while I'll type out a letter and I'll have it do that. But thank you, Doris. I'm sure there are people who are listening and watching who would use that. So thank you very much. Let's see. Kathleen says, my phone says it's 83 degrees with a real feel of 92. I didn't check my real feel. Let me see. 80 and feels like 80. It says it's a rise of 49 degrees, meaning told you this temperature goes up and down. Okay, let me see. I got down to there. We got everything. So I don't often just say, hey, go watch this or go watch that. And I'm not saying that now, but well, in a way. Do you guys, as you're sewing or cleaning, do you leave YouTube on to just listen to? Maybe not even necessarily watch, but you're listening to it? Oh, hair from this heat. I need a haircut. Anyway, I do that a lot. I might be washing dishes and I have either an audiobook or Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, it's usually YouTube, on, and I'm listening to something. So, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago, I stumbled across this channel that I had never heard of before, and I listened to a lot of his stuff. Now, I'm not going to say that everything is oh so interesting. Not every video can be perfect, but I found one that I find very interesting because you never know what he's going to be talking about. And the name of the channel is called List 25, List 25. And he might say, what's the 25 most popular songs from 1970? No, he doesn't say that, but 25 something. 25 things you thought were true that aren't, or whatever. I'm bad at the explanation, but you might want to check it out if you're the type of person who likes to just listen while you're doing something to help pass the time. I put the link in the description box below the video, just in case, because he's definitely one of those, for the most part, you don't need to see the screen. He's just talking and telling you about it. All right, let me see. Scroll back up and see what's happening. Jill is here. Hi, Jill. She says, oh, and thank you, Kathleen, for checking that out, by the way, the temperature. Jill says, good afternoon, ladies, from a chilly and rainy Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yeah, well, we've had a mix of weather here today. I'm glad you're here, Jill. And Yo Patty says, Marie, like I said before, it's not about the giveaways. It's about coming together to share a common love for sewing. It will get here when it gets here. I certainly hope it gets there. But yes, I appreciate your sentiment. Thank you very much, Patty. And it seems Terry has that through HP as well. Yeah, I did think about it, like I said. I just don't use enough ink to warrant it. And Quiltanon says, I gave up on having a printer. The ink would dry up too fast and the cartridges were not interchangeable. Spent a fortune on basically nothing. Yeah, that can happen. Let's see, my printer is in more danger of the ink drying up rather than running out. Yeah, not much printing going on here. Goodness. Julie says it's 52 and rainy in Pennsylvania, real feel of 50. Fern says it's 69 in southern Indiana. And I can listen while doing things. Yes, that's absolutely right. Little big girl, sometimes I have an audio book on while sewing or a tutorial for something I'm making. Yeah, I do the same thing. Same thing. Laura says, yes, YouTube is always going in the background. That's me. I don't know, probably 90% of my online time. Oh, goodness. And Honor says, yes, I always have YouTube keeping me company. And, oh, Luby Girl says, that list 25 sounds familiar. She no sooner said that than one of our blue wrench holders, Terry, dropped the link. She dropped the link there, and as I said, it is in the description box below the video. Thank you, Terry. And Jill listens a lot of the time. Patty says she always has YouTube in the background while sewing. Lately, it's been shoplifters getting caught. Turns out they aren't innocent like they claim. I see a lot of those too, as well as people picked up for driving under the influence. I get a lot of those too. Nancy says, I listen to music when I sew unless I'm watching one of Marie's tutorials. Well, aren't you sweet? Let's see. Mary says it's 64 in the mountains of Virginia. Well, that's a decent temperature. I'd take that. And Janice says she uses YouTube as a background a lot, either a video or an audio book. Yeah, certainly. All right, let's see. I gotta get back to my list here. I think I've caught up. Okay. And I wrote down, the list 25 and made sure to put the link in the description box. And then I went to do something. I was partially down making my list for today. And while I was away from the list, I opened my phone for something. And I can't remember the headline, but basically it was a grabber. It was like, have you disinfected your phone lately or something like that? So I click on it, knowing all along that I probably don't want to know what they're about to tell me, because I try to be careful, you guys. I use these alcohol pads. They're just that little square with rubbing alcohol. When we get home from the store, I take it out and I wash my phone down with it. I'm careful not to let moisture in, but I do that when we get home. And of course, I always wash my hands when I come through the door. And because Walmart kind of is one of our only places around here, it's the place we frequent. So I always call it, when I wash my hands, I'm washing the Walmart off my hands. But anyway, so I do try to keep my phone cleaned, but I'm going to be honest and say it's probably every 2 to 3 days, because I haven't made a habit of cleaning it every day. And we've all heard this, it's dirtier than the toilet seat. And I read that today. So in researching a little bit more, just to horrify myself a little bit more, it said your phone is actually probably dirtier than a public restroom door handle. Okay, so I think I'm going to set these by my nightstand. No, I'm going to put them in a place and make sure that I clean my phone, you know, frequently. It should be at least once a day. But I already, like, if I have my phone in my hand, which, I mean, for so many of us, it's like attached to it. But when I set it down, I don't care if I just came out of the bathroom from washing my hands and walked down the stairs to fix a sandwich. Because I had my phone in my hand, I set it down and I wash my hands. So I'm already mindful of the bacteria on my phone. But anyway, I'm always telling you guys, be kind out there. Well, be careful out there with your phone. And so if you haven't cleaned it recently, you might want to. And then the cutest little thing was underneath that article, and I thought, well, there's what we should be talking about today. Picture river, a narrow river, and you've got otters laying on their back. They're so cute, right? Well, do you know that they sleep holding hands? Oh, my screen is frozen. I hope I'm not frozen for you guys. Oops, I'm back. It froze for whatever reason. Anyway, otters sleep holding hands so that they don't get separated. Is that not the cutest thing you've heard? I thought it was adorable. All right, let me see what's happening in the chat. People talking about where they live. Let's see. Terry says, I used to come home from work and, quote, shower the school off me. I worked in a school. Oh, yeah. You get around kids, kids are just walking germ factories. Absolutely. I understand that. And Terry says, I think I would tape those to my phone. Oh, my. Yeah. Quiltanon says, gross. I know, right? I love my crafts. Mary is here. She says late, but hello everyone. We don't mind late. We're just glad you're here. Yeah. Oh, before I even read the whole thing, Terry does my trick. Well, it's not just my trick, but she says when I'm in the yard, I put my phone in a Ziploc bag. I can use it while in there and throw the bag out later. Yes, I've done that quite a bit, because when I go somewhere, if I'm not going to Martin's to film, I mean, if I'm just going somewhere, I can throw that in a quart-size baggie and still use it, but it's not, I'm not setting it in a shopping cart or in my purse. You know what I mean? It's handy. It's wherever I want it to be. So yes, that is a good idea, Terry. Yeah, the otters, it is cute. And you're welcome for the reminder, Joe. Oh, Doris says time to get herself together and get ready for work. Hope everyone has a great day. Happy sewing. Same to you. Enjoy your afternoon. Thanks for hanging out with us, Doris. Okay, so before we go any further, I'm going to give you the creative word of the day. So, Doris, if you haven't left yet, it's creative word of the day time. And today it is the word zipper. Now, as I've said, I love the comments section. I kind of want to know, because I'm planning upcoming tutorials, I would like to know how you feel about zippers. Now, I know Nancy was here earlier, and forever and a day, Nancy, in my head, is the zipper queen, because when I first started this channel, and I first started making bags, goodness, I froze again. Not my sound, but my picture keeps freezing. I'm not sure why. In very awkward stances. Okay. So do you like to use zippers? Do you not like to use zippers? Maybe you'll tell me that you're new at them, but you would like to learn more. Or that you've put a zipper in a jacket, but you've never done anything else. I want to hear your experience or inexperience with zippers. So zipper is the creative word of the day. And if you're new here and you don't know what I mean by creative word of the day, it's all down in the description box below the video that outlines the prizes and the contests that I run. Okay, let's see. Terry says, walking petri dishes, meaning kids. Absolutely. Luby Girl says, gotta go make a gift bag for my sister. Her birthday was a couple of days ago and I don't have the bag made yet. Well, I can appreciate that and I can top that. It's actually over here and I'm about to talk about my own little nightmare like that too. So I have one. Loretta says, hi Marie, I love my card you sent. Oh, well, I'm so glad you love it. I'm glad it arrived. That seems to be an issue with a lot of people lately. So I'm glad that it arrived and that you liked it. Okay, Doris, yes, you caught the word. Thank you. I'm glad you did. Hi, Marty. Marty says, evening, just came on to say hi and give you a like before bed. Well, aren't you sweet? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. Let's see. Well, we hope you have a good night, too. Butterfly Queen says, you're freezing here, too. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I kind of assumed I must be. I'm not sure. There I go again with my eyes shut. It usually comes right back, but I don't know how to fix it. So, you know, we have to hope. Okay. Marty says, just to let you know, I haven't received the postcard. Okay, I don't remember what your name is and versus your screen name, so you're going to have to give me more than that, and then I can let you know when it was sent out. Yeah, but we'll make sure you get it. But anyway, to all of those who are talking about the zipper in the chat, it doesn't get picked up here for the creative word of the day. You have to leave it in the regular comments section, not here. This won't count anywhere. It has to be after this video is over with. You leave a comment underneath there, and that's where the word zipper will go. So I hate to see anyone typing and thinking they're in the running for something. But it can't go here. So Kathleen says, did you know that you can purchase number 3 zippers by the yard? Yes, absolutely, and they are great. Jan Johnson. Okay, I would have to look. I think we have a... Yes, Janet Johnson. Remember, yours was the one who got sent back. You just went back out 3 or 4 days ago. So it is on its way. But thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Okay, so one more little story thing to tell you, since my face keeps freezing. At least you can hear me. Is I saw this article, and someone had a bad connection, just like I seem to have right now. But they were in the middle. It was a therapist and their patient, okay? So the therapist was trying his best, her best, whoever it was, to fix whatever issue there was that was going on. Because, of course, they're trying to have a telehealth appointment across video. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's a handy way to have a doctor's visit, you know, when you can't get there. So anyway, the therapist keeps messing around on his computer, and he accidentally shared his screen with the patient. Well, you might think all's fine. Well, no, it wasn't, because what the therapist was doing is he listened to the patient. You know, they might be saying, I'm so depressed, I don't have any appetite. He's typing it in to Chat GPT, waiting for results, and then cherry picking parts of their answer to give to his patient. So he had these tabs open that the patient sees. So I'm thinking, you don't know what's real anymore. You don't know what someone's doing. I mean, this is someone who should have the education to answer the patient's questions without having to use Chat GPT. And after I read it, I thought, what are we coming to? Like, what are we coming to with all this? But anyway, next I am going on to sewing. Pumpkin spice birthday cake. Oh my goodness, Luby girl, that's amazing. Yummy, yummy. Loretta says, love your earrings today. Thank you, I do too, and I was just showing everyone. A friend of mine in Australia had sent me a package, and I have the other one of these on, but little chicken in glittery boots. Is that not the cutest thing? It's frozen on my screen now. But either way, happy, happy, happy birthday to you. I will not sing. I'll spare you that. Okay, so what have I been working on? I haven't been in the sewing room a lot, but I've gotten little things done. By little things, I cut out comic book board, made my line, and stamped it. I don't know if I've shown you guys. I don't even know if I can. But I bought on Amazon a while back a stamper, and I believe it was $9 or $10. Well worth it. And I just have one line of print. It says Marie's Scrappy Creations, so I just go plunk, place that down, and it's on. So if you're wondering what these are the cards that go on the back of my postcards. I started off using cardstock, but I found it to be too flimsy, and that was after buying heavyweight. But either way, I found this comic book board because I want to say it was So Terry, but I'm not 100%. Someone mentioned that you can buy the comic book board and then wrap your fabric around to organize your fabric. And so I ordered some, and then I didn't get my fabric organized. Of course I didn't. But I found that it was perfect for the postcards. Like, perfect for the postcards. So anyway, that's just, if I have a few minutes, I try to think of something I could do that's prep work that makes it easier when I do find time to sew. So that's one of the things I do. Now, I was video chatting with a friend of mine yesterday, and while I was chatting, I had to have something that I call mindless to work on. I'll show you here just a moment. So a year or so ago, I showed you guys these. They're all squares, approximately 4 inches. 2 of my daughters went on vacation to Hawaii, and when they were there, they bought 2 stacks of these, and they're gorgeous prints. I wish I could show you how pretty they are. And they said you can make, I could do a table runner, a purse, anything, okay? The problem, like when I showed you guys before, you may or may not remember, the problem is that they look 4 inches and they look square, but they're neither of those 2 things. So one of them might be 3 3/4 inches up here, and a totally different down here. They're not square. They look like they were cut with a pair of scissors. So then when I showed you guys these, someone said, I've seen that before. It's from when they make muumuus. That's the leftover fabric. So it all made sense. So yesterday, while I was chatting with my friend, I have stacks of these that I cut down. So I had to cut them down to 3 3/4 inches But I did a lot of them yesterday. Yeah, and I'm frozen in a wonderful position. Anyway, they're just gorgeous fabrics. I wish I could show you them all, but I got a lot done yesterday. And because it was her birthday, May 18th, one of our daughters, so they're coming up Friday. It's also her daughter, our granddaughter's third birthday was the 24th, and she'll be here Friday too with her mom. So I have everything cut out to make her a Minnie Mouse purse. I've made them before. I put a link in the description box in case you guys want to look at a Minnie Mouse purse. They're adorable. The only thing I'm doing different from the pattern is this is a dark pink with the white polka dot instead of red. And then inside, I'm going to use this for a pocket. I have a scrap piece here left from another project. And I'm going to make her a little coin purse to go inside there. Now what I'm going to make with the squares is anyone's guess. I have not settled on a project yet. I just wanted to have the squares available, but I'll make the baby stuff first. And then while I was over in that area looking for the lace, I saw this and I thought, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this adorable little box basket made from Tula Pink scraps. Well, it's got some thread on it. You can tell it's been sitting around my scrappy room. Everything has thread attached to it. Anyway, it just has the little, not that you need really handles on it, but anyway, so that's what I've been up to in the sewing arena, or in the sewing room. Other than I have cleaned up a little bit. I'm not going to pan the camera just yet. Luby Girl says, oh my goodness, my friend would love those earrings. Oh yes, yep. Nancy says she's been making beaded sun catchers and scrappy greeting cards. Well, that sounds great. Bye, Luby Girl. Have fun. Appreciate you being here. Okay. Yeah, so I have to do that sewing as well as figure out what I'm going to have for a meal when they're here, you know, because they're coming up because our grandson has a game up this way. So they're about 2 hours south of us where we are. So, yeah. Anyway, so we have some drawings to do as well. Oh, yeah. I knew there was something else. Remember I told you guys I ordered the key fob hardware. That came in. I haven't opened either one. But, oh, yes. Good question. Barb says, how did the fundraiser go? Thank you for the reminder. Yes. So they held the fundraiser, the auction. You know, it was a little bit of direct sales and some other ways. But for my brother, so if you're new around here, he just received a kidney transplant. A restaurant local to him sponsored a fundraiser, silent auction type of thing, and they earned, I don't know how to word it anyway, just over $2,900. So that's amazing. Like, that is amazing. And that's besides the direct gifts that he received. So really, really nice. Really good turnout. Just a great thing, you know. And so many people pulled together, and I know I mentioned that my admin girls had all sent things, but you know, they're so supportive of everything, and I've cried multiple times over just the kindness that they showed, because I know what sweet people they are. I already know this, but even knowing it, it has made me cry multiple times. And then my sister cried because she opened the packages and she's like, look at this beautiful stuff that they made and they gifted, and they don't even know him. They don't know us. And I said, that's just who they are. It's who they are. And I also, I know I meant to, if I didn't mention, also that Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction, what we did, her and I decided is we gave up 1 week of giving the prize, drawing someone's name. And she took what she would normally send to the winner, and it got sent to my sister so it could go in the auction. So, yeah. And then Jill says, very cute basket. Thank you. So I don't think I asked, is that anything you guys would be interested in knowing how to make? I mean, they can be made taller or wider or whatever, but is that anything you would be interested in me teaching you how to make? Okay, you can leave the answer to that in the comment section below the video when we're done, if you would. Okay, yes, everyone's saying, wow, and that's awesome, and that's wonderful. It definitely is. Yes, Betty, it's definitely a great fundraiser. Poor Betty, she has not received her postcard, and it went out with other ones there was 2 other ones in that batch that took forever, but they finally did just get them. In fact, one of them just got them one on Friday. So I was going to send Betty another one, and then I said, you know what, Betty? I said, why don't we wait and see just a little bit, just a week or 2, because this has been what's happening, is they just, for whatever reason, they're slow, and yeah. So I guess that's going to be, she was agreeable to that, so I appreciate that, Betty. Thank you. I don't mind sending another one out right now, but either way you want to work it. I just don't want to forget that you need a postcard. So everyone's saying yes on the basket. That's a good thing. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. All right, so let's go find out who the winner is this week. Let me turn my brightness down. Not too bright. Okay. So I'm going to draw for the fabric first, okay? And I use a place called Comment Shark, because they don't give me all the ads and all that business in order to use it. I just, Alright, I only want one winner. Okay, let me read you the comment of the winning, or the winning comment says, I love fabric from My Fabric Addiction. It's always well packed with goodies. As for pests, of course that was the word last week. As for pests, I'm with you on snakes. Ew. So Lorraine Barron, congratulations to Lorraine. Whoops, I'm plugged in here. Excuse me. I almost took that off my screen. But anyway, Lorraine Barron, if you guys can see, is our winner. So let me write her name. I'll just screenshot that. Congratulations to Lorraine Barron. Oh, and goodness gracious, I missed it. Lisa had the drum roll out. And Betty is still waiting patiently, and it's okay. Well, thank you, Betty. All right, now for our next drawing, it is for the comment of the week. It's just a randomly drawn comment. You don't have to use any magical words or anything, unless you want to. Anyway, I draw this, and that person gets a postcard that hopefully makes it through the mail to their house. Yeah, and Lisa says, congratulations to Lorraine B. Yes, congratulations indeed. Okay, now we're going to draw for that fabric postcard, but before we do, make sure I take the fabric option out. I have to put the word fabric in when we're drawing for the fabric. Okay, clear that. It says, "Hello Marie, watching the replay today. I used to live in the woods of Rhode Island. One day a snake came in the house when the front door was left opened to let the dog in. I never saw the snake, and when I was walking through the family room, there was the snake on the floor. Well, I screamed. My husband came running, and when I screamed, 'Snake!' my husband picked up that pest and carried it outside to the woods where it belongs. Scary for me, for sure." Well, I'll tell you what, Butterfly Queen 62. Oops, I have to go the right way. Butterfly Queen 62, congratulations on winning a fabric postcard. Screenshot you. And I'm glad it was your husband picking that up and not me, because I would have burned the whole house down. I would have torched it. I could not have picked up the snake. No way. So congratulations to Lorraine and Butterfly Queen for this week's winners. Okay, so for links down below, you've got the link, in case you missed it, the link to Sunday's video where I took you shopping with me at Marden's. And there is a link to a Marden's visit from a couple of years ago. And then there's the link to the channel called List 25. There is, let me see, what else? I know there's more. Oh, the Minnie Mouse purse. There's that link. And of course my regular things like the link to Kimberly's website, My Fabric Addiction, because we want to stop and take a moment to thank her, because this week our winner, Lorraine, she won the fabric prize. She'll find out what a great prize Kimberly gives out. Also, you have 7 days to claim your prize. When I get done this video, the very first thing I go and do before I even go grab a drink of water is I go to the winning comment and I tell whoever the winner is, like let's say it was Terry, I would say, "Congratulations, Terry, your name was drawn during today's What's Up Wednesday," and then I give the date, "as the winner of the fabric or postcard or whatever it would be. Please," I'll say, "please email me at mariescrappycreations@yahoo.com." But anyway, all the rules and regulations are in the description box below the video. So if you haven't won anything from my channel in the last 90 days, and you're in the continental United States, you can use the word fabric in your comment, and again, not here in the live chat, but in the comment after the video, and your name goes in the drawing for the fabric prize. And then if you use the creative word of the day, which for today is zipper, you use that in the comment section, your name goes in for a monthly drawing. And then, as you saw me just do, the comment of the week is just choosing a random comment and they win a postcard. Alrighty. So the fabric is the only one that is limited. Goodness gracious, it keeps freezing me in the most awkward facial expressions. Okay. Glory says she earned that postcard. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's Butterfly Queen. Oh, wow. Thank you, Marie. Well, you're very welcome. So when I reply to your comment, it's just going to say that you need to contact me by email. And even though you're here and you know you won, I'm still going to go to that comment and reply to it, because sometimes I have to look back at the winners. Maybe I didn't write them down in the book or whatever, but I always make sure that even if the person is in the live stream and they know that they won, I want them I want that there for my benefit. So, okay. Laura says, Kimberly's fabric prizes are amazing. They really are. My sister got the package, because she was handling all the stuff for my brother's auction. And she doesn't sew or anything, so she said to me, how do I price this? I don't know how to price this. And I went in and just kind of, okay, that's a Moda jelly roll. That would be worth, X dollars normally. Her prizes are over $100 worth of fabric every week she gives for this channel. So, because I sat down and figured it out. And a lot of it varies depending on whether it's like her fabric or branded fabric, and whether it's pre-cuts or yardage and all that. But I agree, Laura. Peggy Lee says, let's see, my quilt guild had a panel auction and I was able to win some Lorelei panels. No kidding. They are Sweetie, Carousel, and 2 Christmas Ladies panels. Now I have to think of what to make with them. Oh goodness, decisions. I always say I want to make one of those window quilts where it looks like the shadow, because that's what they use, is those panels. There's a name for them. It's eluding me at the moment. Terry's got to be a smart aleck. Yep, there I am, just in time. And it says, what was that childhood game when you had to move and then freeze? Yeah. One of our grandchildren that comes every other Sunday to visit with us, she was really into that game about 6 months ago. But she'd freeze me, and then she didn't want to unfreeze me, because her version goes, she'll go freeze you, and then you have to wait for her to unfreeze you. But she didn't really necessarily want to unfreeze you. Well, I think I was making cookies or something that day. So she got a little bit mad at me. She's like, Mimi, you can't talk. But I told her she had to unfreeze me or there weren't going to be any chocolate chip cookies. Lisa says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for being here. See you soon. I hope to. Yes. Okay. Red light, green light. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yes, we are winding it down to the end. Let me read the comments. Nancy says, I'm so happy to hear your brother's fundraiser was such a success. It really was, and he's doing wonderfully with his new kidney. Just wonderfully. Simon said, there's another game, Loretta. Yeah. Terry says, I just got an order from my fabric addiction. I love when I find cheetah print on there. Oh, yeah. I had some in my scrappy strip packs. Yeah. So, okay. So blessed by Jess. Well, hello. We're just getting ready to close up, unfortunately, but I'm glad you're here. Of course, you could always watch the replay if you wanted to. Yes, Terry, who always has the answers. I think I'll call her the smart one. She says the attic window pattern. That's it. It's an inside joke, guys. Sorry. On the basket. Absolutely. And Terry. Simon says do this. Faster and faster. And Terry said goodbye to Lisa by saying, TTFN, Lisa, behave out there. The world needs more of that. I don't think Lisa can behave. Okay, everyone. Well, I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. I know I had fun. See, you never know what we're going to talk about. You just never know. Terry says, uh-oh, the smart one. Yes, Jess, we're glad you were here. I apologize that we're just ending now. So again, everyone, the links are down below. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Thank you to my mods for all the help. Thank you to Kimberly for the fabric prize. And until next time, remember, be kind out there. The world needs more of that, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Now I have to shut it down.